Are you excited to play Spelunky 2 but unsure where to start? If you're coming to the sequel without sinking 500 hours into the original, you're probably going to struggle.
The struggle will be fun.
But you're not going to win anytime soon. Don't let that put you off though. We're here to give you a nudge in the right direction and fill you in on 12 things you should know before you hop in to Spelunky 2. Number 1. Carry a rock. Never spelunk unarmed. Rocks are unbreakable and you can spot them easily on the ground. Alternatively, a skull, arrow or torch will do. It's a good idea to carry an object with you so that you can throw it at enemies and set off traps, particularly ones that fire arrows. Watch out though, if it bounces back and clocks you on the head, you'll lose a unit of health. Number 2. Don't drop down without knowing where you're dropping into. This is very simple and honest advice which we already follow in real life. But not all platforming video games let you look down, so it might not be obvious that by holding the down button, you can get a better view of what's going on below you. Spelunky is all about descending and not dying in the process, so you'll want to look down a lot. Number 3. Don't bomb unless it's safe to do so. More transferable life advice: if it's dangerous to plant a bomb somewhere, don't do it, or at least ensure you can get out of the way quickly. This requires awareness of Spelunky 2's many and varied dangers, which you'll be learning by playing. It's not a good idea to use a bomb close to a lava pit, as the lava will flow through the level. You should also avoid using bombs too close to the shopkeeper's storefront, as they'll get very angry and kill you. Aiming lobbed bombs is a skill acquired with practice, but be aware that they will bounce off surfaces. Number 4. Always rescue pets, but tame mounts at your own risk. The dogs, cats or hamsters on each level will grant you a heart if you manage to carry them to the exit. These aren't the only friendly animals in Spelunky 2 though. New to the series are cave turkeys, axolotls and rock dogs. These can be mounted, but they'll run around like a headless chicken for a couple of seconds before they're tame. Some of them can also harm you. It's usually worth it though. Turkeys can double jump, rock dogs can also double jump and shoot fire from their mouths. Both will absorb most damage you receive until they die. You can also bomb the heck out of them for a piece of meat that'll grant you a heart. Number 5. Smash jars and urns gleefully, but with care. The willful destruction of ornate receptacles is a beloved video game cliché, and it's usually the simplest of pleasures, but not in Spelunky 2. Yes, jars have gold or jewels in them, but you'll just as often find enemies inside. Generally speaking, it's usually safer to pick up a jar and lob it away from you to grab the hidden goodies. There's also a curse jar on every level that summons the ghost. You want to avoid these for the most part, but if you're running low on cash, carry the pot to the end of the level and smash it to retrieve the gem inside before darting safely to the exit. Number 6. Be wary of the ghost. Spelunky 2 is a game that rewards your patience and observation, but that doesn't mean you can mosey about the level exploring every nook and cranny. After 2.5 minutes spent in a level, a giant ghost will appear, and contact with it means instant death. Picking up a 4-leaf clover can buy you some time, but only by a couple of minutes. Number 7. Shortcuts are great, but only for practice. It won't be long until you unlock one of the shortcuts, although we have a guide about that on PC Gamer, so check the link in the description below. The first one lets you start at the end of level 1-4, which lets you travel to either the jungle or volcano worlds. To unlock these shortcuts, you'll need to speak to Terra Tunnel, who appears at the end of some of the levels. Though her requests are much harder to fulfill the further you explore. Those shortcuts are handy for coming to grips with an area. If your objective is to actually beat the game, it's a good idea to start at the beginning. Just like the original, every piece of gold and collected item counts in Spelunky 2. Number 8. The jungle sucks. After the first world, you'll be given the option to visit either the jungle or Volcana. For returning Spelunky players, the jungle seems like the sensible choice. It was the second world in the original game after all. But jungle is actually much harder than Volcana, which doesn't make sense because Volcana has lava in it, and lava equals hard. To be honest, Volcana is easier than the opening world as well. Number 9. Tiki traps are bear traps now, and they suck too. Bear traps are similar to tiki traps introduced in Spelunky, except they punch you, which stuns you, rather than piercing you to death. Mercifully, it's not insta-death, Less mercifully, if you try to place a bomb next to them, expect to have that bomb punched right back at you. The best way to deal with these is either to hop on top of them, they can't hurt you there, or tease them out, wait while they attack, and then hop on them during the brief moment they're retracting again. Number 10. Snap traps suck the most. These are especially brutal additions to Spelunky 2, and they're one of the least visible traps in the game. You can just see the teeth of these things sprouting from the ground, so take your time. But there's some good news as well, you can use them to your advantage. Simply edge towards a set trap, trigger it, and then pick it up once it's closed. You can then take it with you to plant in front of other enemies. They'll one-shot most enemies that require a few hits. Number 11. Don't be precious about your hired hands. While discovering new playable characters throughout the world is fun, after you've died once in a battle, they'll be replaced with generic caveman-style AI in all subsequent runs. These fellows are idiots, setting off traps and picking up items that you need, but they'll usually take a few enemies down before they perish. That said, if you're in dangerous, uncharted waters, it's usually best to get rid of them. Pick them up and throw them in a trap, or better still, a lava pit. Let them die. There's one shortcut that requires chaperoning a hired hand all the way through an especially dangerous world, but that's the only good reason to keep one of them alive. Number 12. Experiment a lot. You're probably not going to finish Spelunky 2 on your 100th run, let alone your first. Play the game like you've got nothing to lose, and you'll have more fun. And you'll learn the ways of the world quicker. Got money for a mysterious item a shopkeeper is selling? Buy it and see what it does. What happens if I roll this giant walrus's dice? You're probably going to die in 30 seconds to a lava cauldron wielding imp. Just roll the walrus's damn dice. Learning what stuff does and how things work is what the game is all about. We hope these tips make your opening hours of Spelunky 2 even better. You can read our full tips guide on PCGamer.com along with a lot of other helpful Spelunky 2 articles. Thanks for watching.